Hey, good morning, everyone. This is Angel, el gallo de la sierra, el gallito de la sierra, giving you an update on crypto, all about altcoins, dexes, blockchains, you name it, we do it. I research it and I bring you guys a little bit of an update on it. Yesterday I posted a video and I let my followers know that I was going to do a video on Meld. M-E-L-D, Meld. If you go to their website, you can read their white paper. A lot of these cryptocurrencies tienen un white paper. Y el white paper te dice everything you need to know about what the company is, the protocol the company pues is about. I mentioned yesterday a little bit about buying the dips. Now, if you're new to the channel and you don't know anything about crypto, well, my first suggestion is for you to go out and spend a lot of time, whatever extra time you got, carnal, spend it on learning about crypto. This is going to be the future. Crypto is going to be mainstream. Eso va a ser el nuevo sistema. Okay, so Meld, M-E-L-D. On their website, if you go on their website, I think it's meld.com or meld.org, no me acuerdo. Pero, if you go on their website, the thing, I think it says My Mental Wealth, right? My Mental Wealth is their slogan. And it's red, así como mi gallito. It's red, bold letters. Y esa compañía, I had mentioned to people, okay, well, I'm going to tell you how I'm going to do it. I'm going to give you my way. My way doesn't mean that that's the only way you could do it. My way just means that that's just the way I'm going to do it. I'm going to give it a try this way. Mira, years ago, I bought into crypto. I did all my research. I studied. I have other videos talking about that. I did a lot of research and I bought a lot of different coins. Sorry. I'm driving, carnal. This is the way we're going to have to do it, eh? Se va a mover el telefonito. It's going to fall on me. It's going to shake. I mentioned in the other video, I almost got into an accident. No le hace. I don't care. This is the way I'm going to do it. This is the way I'm going to bring my updates to you all. I don't got no Fibonacci charts or Bollinger Bands, or I'm not going to be covering a lot of that stuff. You can go watch that stuff with some of these other YouTubers. I'm also not a professional YouTuber, as you can tell. Se me mueve el teléfono all kinds of times. And I'm driving to work right now. It's a beautiful morning on Tuesday at 6 in the morning, carnal. Órale pues. Let me get on with Meld. Meld. The Meld protocol is building on Cardano's blockchain. And I've talked a lot about Cardano, ADA. Before I end my video, I'm going to talk a little bit about buying the dips. Because last night and today in the morning, we're seeing a bit of consolidation. We're seeing ADA and many of the other altcoins trade lower than the highs that they had about 3, 4, 5 days ago, maybe about a week ago. So I'm going to cover that a little bit, why that's important, why it's opportunity for people who are wishing to get in and didn't want to get in at the amounts that were much higher a couple weeks ago. So Meld protocol, I love it, man. When I heard of Meld, I said that's the answer to my solution. What's the answer to my solution, Angel? What's the answer? Well, here's the answer. Meld, the short and sweet is that Meld is going to be a a bank, okay? A borrowing and lending protocol. They're going to operate very similar to how the banks work in today's world, like, Bank of America or Chase Bank or Wells Fargo. Those are like the more known, sorry, I'm trying to adjust my phone. Those are the most known banks, ¿verdad? And you guys can all understand how those banks work. If you go into the bank and you borrow against your house or you just get a line of credit, or you just get an unsecured loan. I'm not gonna explain what all those things mean, but what I am gonna say is that if you pull any amount of money that the bank lets you borrow at whatever interest rate and whatever amount you ask the bank to borrow, esa feria viene con no taxes, carnal. There's no taxes paid on that money. 10,000 at 5%, monthly payments of whatever amount that is for a term of 5 years. That money, you can do whatever you want with it. As long as you pay it all back, your credit is shining like a beautiful star, and the money you borrowed, you pay no taxes on it. At the end of the year, if it took you less than a year to pay it off, for that next reporting year, you don't have to report that amount to taxes, right? It's basically untaxed money. Okay, now if you pulled it against your house, you got property taxes, but let's say they let you borrow 20 grand and you go and buy a nice boat, and the boat costs you 20 grand. Well, you've acquired an asset, but the 20 grand that you borrowed from the bank, that comes with no tax burden. So again, I'm only giving you an example of how this ties into Meld, right? I'm not giving you tax advice here. I'm just giving you an example of how I'm going to do it, of why I'm going to do it this way, and why Meld will be the answer for me and for millions of people who might want to do it similarly to me. Okay, so Meld on July 1st, they went ISPO. And see, this is why this is important, carnal. I was researching, reading. I mean, I'm following a lot of different ones, new ones, old ones, current ones, because there's a lot you need to know before you make a decision. Well, I made a very quick decision, and that decision is paying off tremendously. Here's a decision that I made. When Meld went ISPO in July 1st, what that means is they went initial stake public offering, meaning that you can delegate all of your ADA or some of your ADA to them. It's like when Google, everybody knows Google. When Google went initial public offering, IPO, Google, each share was at $85 a share. And when you bought those shares, Google, the company, uses the money to grow its business, to do whatever it needs to do to make sure its business is successful. Okay, gallo? Okay, mira. Meld did the same thing. No different than Google by going ISPO. And there are billions, not millions, billions of dollars. No, I'm sorry. Millions, hundreds of millions of dollars staked on Meld protocol, including me. I staked. I was giving it a try. I should have put more ADA delegated to them, but I staked 6 several thousand, like over 5,000 ADA. What that means is I staked over 5,000 ADA Cardano coins to Meld. And for me delegating it to them, they're giving me rewards, and they're giving everybody rewards from July 1st to December 8th. Okay, carnal? Follow me here. This is so important, and it's not too late for people to get in. I just want to reiterate that it's not too late for people to get in. But when you're researching and studying and reading and spending your extra time on anything, carnal, you get better at it. You get smarter at it. You just, I mean, it's amazing. It's amazing how much more you open your mind, you enhance your knowledge and your understanding, and you make these very wise decisions that just, I mean, incredibly accumulate wealth. It's just fascinating to me how all of this works. Well, not to change the subject, Meld is going to be the answer to my tax. Meld is going to be the answer for me in that when Meld allows for U.S. citizens, because right now they're working all that paperwork, when Meld allows U.S. citizens to pull loans, you got to read their white paper, you got to read all they got on their website. Man, they talk about loans that pay themselves. I have never heard that. And you know, you got to be a little skeptical, ¿verdad? And this is the reason. Porque a veces te dicen, well, if it sounds too good to be true, it must not be, right? And I'm telling you right now, loans that pay themselves sounds too good to be true. So I'm not going to tell you this is the only reason why I'm doing it. because loans pay themselves. Nah, chale. What I am going to tell you is that the Meld protocol, the Meld banking, borrowing and lending system is going to allow people like me who own hundreds of thousands of dollars of crypto that I have not realized, meaning I have not sold it, okay? It's worth X amount of dollars. But if I realize it, meaning if I sell it and I convert my crypto back to fiat, right? To convert it back to dólares, I get taxed, and I get taxed X amount, right? Whatever that X amount is for me. But ahorita yo no le quiero dar ni un pesito al gobierno. El gobierno me tiene que dar a mí. Yo no estoy para darle al gobierno ahorita. Now, don't get me wrong. I pay my taxes just like everybody else. I don't evade them, and I will pay whatever that amount whatever that percent of taxes I owe at the end of the year. I gladly pay them, brother. With thanksgiving and cheer. Porque si estoy pagando taxes, that means I'm making feria. So it's all good. But tampoco no quiero, if I can avoid paying taxes and put that burden on my kids or my kids, you bet I'm going to do that. Because if I leave, like say I leave 10 million to my kids and I can live off of that 10 million tax-free, you bet believe I'm going to live off of that 10 million tax-free. I got to have a little fun too, carnal. Pero bueno, back to Meld. Meld for the cryptocurrency owners, it's going to offer that option to pull money out up to 50% of your net worth. If you own like $500,000 worth of crypto, Meld will allow you to pull out a loan for $250,000. Now, I'm not going to pull out 50% of my portfolio and pay back $250,000 to Meld. And they go into explaining exactly how all that works. But I'm not going to do that in this video, because you could go do your own research and read it and learn about it and understand it, and then make your own decisions. But what I am saying is, I will definitely pull at least a quarter, about 25% of whatever my portfolio is worth. And that's just because I don't need the feria, but I'll take the money. I don't need it, but I will take the money. Second, it's just a smarter way of doing it. Now, let's say 25% equates to like 50 grand, right? If you have 250,000, 25% of that, right, is 50 grand. If I pull out 50,000, for me, $50,000 is like cherry money. I don't need it. I already have a ton of money available to me, where I don't need I don't need 50,000. I don't need more than 50,000. So I'm going to hover around that amount. 10,000 to 15,000 to 25,000. Now my portfolio grows. I'm estimating my portfolio will grow to close to like 7, 8, 900,000 in the next 6 months. If it does that, I probably will not pull more than 100,000, to be honest with you. But I will pull out that money because it's tax free. 100 grand, I don't have to pay taxes on it. And I'm okay with that. And I can have a little fun with that. I could go and do other things with that. I love collecting coins. I love buying old cars y dándoles una manita de gato and selling them back. Look, I'm into a lot of other things that I enjoy as well. Not only crypto, but crypto is my main. It's my main portfolio. It's my main hobby. It's my main it's the thing that I spend the most time on. So why is Meld so important to me? Well, I already gave you that answer. But why Meld? Why not anyone else? Well, because of the fees, brother. There are fees associated when you sell crypto. There are fees associated when you buy crypto. There are fees associated when you transfer crypto. When the time comes to pay for goods and services with crypto, va a haber fees. Fees. And Ethereum, the Ethereum blockchain, I haven't talked about Ethereum very much. There's a lot of content about Ethereum. And you might ask, well, what's Ethereum? Ethereum is a blockchain. One of the first blockchains to allow, on Ethereum, you could build on Ethereum. That's where Polygon Matic and a lot of these other cryptocurrencies are built on Ethereum. That's why Ethereum right now is so valuable. But there's this term called gas fees, carnal. And it's expensive, man. It's expensive for everyone to transact on Ethereum. That's why there's a lot of like little nerds, ¿verdad? Los smart people que están en la computadora todo el día. Esos vatos, esas morras, well, morras ain't the right word, ¿verdad? Esas mujeres y esos hombres, let's say that. Los nerds, they're figuring all of that out. And they like Polygon Matic is an answer to the scalability of Ethereum and to the fees of Ethereum. It's cheaper, way cheaper. It's like if you build on Polygon Matic versus Ethereum, it's the difference is like a transaction would probably cost like a half a penny opposed to like between $85 to $150. Dude, that's a lot of feria. That's a lot of feria. So Cardano blockchain is the answer to everyone on fees. Cheap. It's going to be very inexpensive to transact through Cardano. So let me jump back into Meld, and I'm gonna finish up with this porque estoy manejando el trabajo y les estoy aventando un video ahorita, y aquí hay mucho high petrol, carnal. I don't want to get pulled over right here porque aquí no te dejan ir. Aquí te agarran, y si estás güero, moreno, blanco, negro, pink, brown, yellow, lo que sea, aquí los high petrol donde yo manejo por este valle, they don't let you go no matter how pretty or not pretty you look. It don't matter on looks right here. I know because I see people pulled over all the time. I've been pulled over all the time. I don't want to get into that right now, but acá no te dejan ir, so I gotta finish up. Meld, M-E-L-D. Esa va a ser la answer para mí. Now I've been buying. So if you own Bitcoin, if you own altcoin, if you own Litecoin, Dogecoin, Shiba Inu, whatever you own, right now there's not much utility with those cryptocurrencies, and the reason for that is because they're still trying to figure all of the fees. How is this going to work in terms of taxes, in terms of buying goods and services, transacting for goods and services? So, AMP and Litecoin and Bitcoin and Polymatic and ADA and all of these other cryptocurrencies that I speak of, they all need each other. They all need each other. Es como la hermana y el papá y la tía y el uncle y el primo and the best friend. They all need each other. As much as they might not like each other, and as much as sometimes they like each other, don't matter. They still need each other. Because Cardano and Ethereum, they're like brother, and they're opposites. They don't like each other, and sometimes they do, and sometimes they don't. But they realize they got to work together. Because if they work together, it benefits us all. And they're doing that. If you look into what ADA and Ethereum and some of these new protocols are aiming to do, they're aiming to, I think they call it interchangeability or something like that. I can't remember, but it's basically like, think of a chain that connects Ethereum and Cardano, and that chain is a protocol that allows users from Ethereum to transact with Cardano or move over with Cardano and move back and forth with as little as fees and headaches as possible, right? So Meld, man, if you didn't get into Meld back in July 1st, July 3rd, or July 10th, because there's a lot of incentives for doing it. There's extra tokens that they're going to issue to their delegators, like me. Right now I'm on the ISPO, I think it's 2. The ISPO 2 is a 50% Meld and a 50% ADA. That means that for my delegated my delegated amount, I'm receiving, carnal, for free ADA tokens. Okay, I'm getting every epoch, every 5 days, more or less. That's what an epoch, and they pronounce it very differently. A lot of people pronounce it very differently, but you always see epoch. Okay, epoch. Every epoch is when they delegate my reward. Thus far, they've been paying me on ADA, and this is great. And that's another whole separate video for like passive rewards. Not passive rewards, making passive income. There's so much to this that all of it just really basically boils down to you becoming wealthy. All of it contributes to wealth. None of it, in my opinion, is a waste of your time or a waste of your investment. None of it. You just got to be careful. You got to do your research, and don't just throw your money into any crypto project that exists. And here's why. I'm going to conclude with this. You need to pick companies that aim to achieve something great. Okay? Like Bitcoin. What was it, yesterday or today? Bitcoin became the legal tender of El Salvador. Come on, Latinos of El Salvador. Oh my goodness. I got camaradas that are Salvadoreños. And there's quite a bit of Salvadoreños living here in Central California. And they're good people, man. Great people. I like chilling with them. I like their style and I like their humor. But you know what I enjoy most is actually, I don't know if I can say her name. I guess I will. Miss Sanchez. La doctora Magdalena Sanchez. She was my high school Spanish teacher, carnal. I owe a lot to her. Great teacher. You know, we always talk about people in our lives who made a difference in our lives. Well, there's people in our lives that have destroyed our lives. They've done something wrong to us, and ahí estamos, hurting. Well, la doctora Magdalena Sanchez, she used to be my Spanish teacher in high school. Yo era bien macetón. I was gangbanging back in those days. Gosh, she was a great teacher, man. She was so compassionate. Buena maestra. I owe a lot to her. I've told her in her face. I've met with her many times. I've enriched her life just by sharing my gratefulness to her. And I think people should do that more. Go to the people that have made a change in your life, and let them know how important they've been in your life and why you are where you're at now. Well, she's Salvadoreña. So I was so happy. I talked to her. I don't talk to her about crypto because la mera verdad, she's an older woman. She's from a different generation. And honestly, nothing against her. But, you know, man, it's like talking to my pops about crypto. My pop, mi jefe, mi jefita, they don't know a damn thing about crypto. They don't got time to research crypto. And so they're not going to take my word for it because they shouldn't. Nobody should just take anybody's word for it, you know? That's my jefe, my jefita, and I don't want them to take. My jefe has feria too, but he's old school. Compraba todo cash y he was very, I don't know if this is the right word, but I'm going to say it. Era bien agarrado, brother. We're not even from Nuevo León. Nothing against my Nuevo León peeps. You know, I got a lot of camaradas from Nuevo León, but there's a little running joke that la gente de Nuevo León son bien apretados también. Well, I think my dad was from like Nuevo León instead of Michoacán. Because he's tight, bro. Tight. But it's all good. You know, that's my jefito. I love him. And I have a great relationship with him, by the way. And you know, he has a ton of money. And I don't tell him what to do with this feria. He likes to buy carritos and he likes to flip them, and that's his thing. And he makes good money doing that. And so more power to him. You know, stick with what you know. There you go. Stick with what you know, brother. If you're in the restaurant business and you know the restaurant business, you're doing quite well, stick there. Stay there. That's another lesson that I've learned. Stick with what you know. Okay, let me wrap this up. So, I was going to end. Ya sé, como que se me fue la onda, bro. Me brinqué como una liebre también enfrente de un carro y you see those lights y te van a pegar y pum, te pones bien te pones bien high in indrulina. I think that's what you say. Indrulin. You get all high in indrulin. Adrenaline. My bad. Ya también ni las palabras me salen bien. All right, let's get back to it. Sorry. Aquí el gallito de la sierra se está perdiendo, brother. My thoughts, my brain is working 100 miles an hour and I have a diesel in front of me. Y estoy mirando a ver si no hay chotas y caps porque aquí se acaba el correo del angelito de la sierra, del gallito de la sierra. All right, as I was saying, I was going to wrap it up with dips, buying the dips. Last night, which was a holiday, and today, always happens. Our altcoins start to climb. I mean, ADA, Cardano, maybe 3 weeks ago. I don't know if it was 3 weeks or maybe 2.5 weeks ago. Around there. It started climbing from $1.20 to $1.30 to $1.40 to $1.60 to $1.80. to 220, back to down to 180. Ahí estaba como 180, 185 to 220, 225 y de repente, boom. It went all the way up to 290. Ahí se quedó un ratito. Well, last night and today it went down and it got, I think it even touched $2.50. For me, just personally, I'm just talking about me. I won't buy no more ADA. Now, I can and I want to. I want to. Because it's dipped. It's dipped about 35 cents. And that's, to me, that's a pretty good dip. And that's a good time to buy. But I've already set my purchase order that if ADA drops under $2, like my 180, I doubt that it's going to do that. But if it does, 160 to 180, I'm buying. I'm buying because I know that in about 4 or 5 days, ADA Cardano is going to be worth at least, bro, at least $5. At least $5. So that's what I believe. So, you know, if I can get it for $1.60 and it's worth $5, I mean, do the math. Even right now, there's a lot of people that got in around $3, $2.80. They see it going down and they're thinking, damn it, I should have waited like 2 days and I could have got it for like 20, 30 cents cheaper. Yes, you could have. But nobody could predict these things. There's a lot of charts out there and they give you, a lot of YouTubers, they do give you the pros and cons. Like, well, they give you the good and the bad. If it goes up, it'll go up here. And if it goes down, it'll go down here. And I think those are called the Fibonacci, I don't know, something like that. Entonces, all I'm saying is, if you feel like it's too late to get in, it's not. And actually, when it dips, when the market gets red, there's candlesticks. And that's another thing you need to learn. The candlesticks, where they touch at the close of the hour or the 4th hour or the 24 hour. There's a lot of different ways to measure it. But the candlesticks are red and green, carnal. Up and down. Up and down. And crypto's very volatile. So if you don't like volatility, meaning if I put in $1,000 today, mañana son 500, and you're shaking in your legs, híjole, I lost 500. You haven't lost nothing because you haven't sold it. You only lose when you sell. You only lose when you get out from crypto, right? But what I've learned through the years, and take this, you know, however you want, is in the long term, I've never lost. In the long term, overall, I've never lost in crypto. I made a sizable fortune in crypto long term, carnal. I'm talking back from 2011 to now. And now I'm talking about 2021 for the next 5 years. That's my goal. This Meld protocol is going to answer. It's going to basically allow me to move to the next level. Because I have a lot of fiat. I have a lot of cash on hand available. But, you know, I got other projects. I'm looking for the dip in the real estate market now. We're in 2021 in the month of September, and there is also going to be another burst in the real estate market. And I don't mean to change the subject. All I'm saying is 2021 for crypto is good. A lot of new stuff being built in Cardano. So opportunity is going to happen early with what's new. Lo que hay nuevo, carnal. Todo lo que sale nuevo es donde va a haber oportunidad. Y that's why I'm doing these videos, to bring more awareness to la raza, to la gente, to los Latinos. Because you know what? We're always left behind on everything. We're always left behind. Todo está en inglés. I go to, well, there's not everything, right? You can find a lot of content in Spanish too. Pero I'm doing this not only for my raza, for my gente, for la gente de habla español. I'm doing it for everyone that is just a simple guy like me who thinks, man, you gotta be smart to be in crypto. You don't. You really don't. You don't gotta be a nerd with a master's degree from MIT. You do have to have some understanding, but pick up a book. I mean, that's how I learned. I read a lot instead of watching TV. I read a lot instead of watching TV. I don't waste my time on movies, shows, and all this other stuff. Quite frankly, I don't have time for that. But I do have time for a good book. I do have time for researching a lot of these crypto companies, reading, calling them, asking them questions. That's what a good researcher does. So I'm going to end with this. I wish you well. I hope that this content is, decent. You're not going to get the charts here. You're not going to get the hypes. I'm not going to trick you. I'm not going to ask you for anything. I'm not going to... A la mera verdad, I'm only doing this because I want more people like me to share their story, whether it worked or not. Whether you did it and you said, Ángel, el gallito de la sierra, no, pues me mandó muy lejos y ya no puedo regresar. Or, todo lo que yo ha dicho te ha servido de algo. Y si te ha servido de algo, well, more power to you, carnal. I hope maybe one day, I have a few buddies that like to keep very low profile. Ayer estaba comiendo breakfast con un camarada and, he's very low profile. He's very wealthy in crypto. But, I get it. We don't all want to be known for owning a lot of crypto. And it's a good reason for it. Déjate cuento esto real quick. I'm going to close it up right here. Porque cuando ya saben que tienes feria, los tíos, las tías, los primos, tu hermano, tu hermana, even the primo that you haven't seen in 5 years. Hey, primo, me prestas una feriecita right away. When they know you got money, bro, it's going to be hard because you got to learn how to say no. I don't loan anybody anything. No one. Not one person. Not even my own father and mother. I don't loan money. I don't loan money. Sorry. That's just it. And so it's hard because they think you're gacho and they call you every name in the book. El presumido and this, that. Oh, well, you know what? I don't let that kind of stuff bother me. And I also don't let that kind of stuff keep me away. I love them to death. I hang out with them when I can. I go to their parties, their barbecues y lo que sea. Cuando me invitan, yo voy. Ahí está el gallito ahí bailando como un gallito, un peliquino, como un jaliquín. Como un jaliquín levantando la patita. Okay, I'm gonna just cut it. Thanks again, man, for viewing my content. Appreciate it. Share it. If you like it, hit one of those little like things on there. Nomás para que yo sepa que pues you're liking it, si no, I don't know. Pero this is the only way I'm gonna do it. Ahí te guacho. El gallito de la sierra. Hasta la otra. Kikiriki.